Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of NXT on Tap. I am Scalz, and tonight I am joined by the main man, Phil the Future, and Metalcore Mike. How y'all guys doing tonight?
Doing amazing.
Doing all right.
So let's jump into it. What do we think of this opening segment to the show? We had a great match to start the show.
Noam Dar and Dijak. I'll tell you this much. I didn't. I mean, I think we're kind of. I think we've kind of been predicting this big rise thing for Dijak because Dijak was throwing Noam Dar everywhere, and people were freaking loving it.
Mike?
Yeah, no, I agree with Phil. I said it a few weeks ago that Dijak really brought himself back from a bad situation he was put in with a group that brought him down, and just seeing him back in NXT and thrive in the way he has. Had a great match tonight with Noam Dar. Thought he was actually going to win this match, but the Noam Dar win surprised me.
Oh yeah, that too.
What's going on, Tommy? How are we doing tonight?
Well,
Tommy's saying hi to me, and then he goes, "Oh yeah, hey, I forgot Phil." Will, with his Will being himself, love it. Jack's letting us know that he took a nice big shit today. Thanks for the info. We appreciate it. What's going on, Travis? Just want to give everybody a little shout out. Like Will likes to say, let's appease the algorithmic gods. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, do all that nice stuff on YouTube, Twitch, everywhere you're watching, Twitter. Just help us grow, help us keep getting out of there, So this match, this was great. Like, it was so good. Dijak was having a fucking ball just destroying him. And then, of course, the number games caught up to him. And that was it. I was not surprised that he lost because of the numbers game. But I'm curious as to how they're going to keep building this going forward. Because Dijak is this good next superstar in NXT. I don't believe he's going anywhere with the draft coming up. And I think he's going to be one of the guys that's going to get to the title shot for the main title. I don't think it's going to be for North American Championship. I think he's moving past that and going towards the NXT Championship.
Can I ask you guys a question quick?
Yeah, what's up?
Do you think Dijak can be like the Damian Priest of NXT at some point?
What do you mean?
Like how Damian Priest had his rise up on the main roster since coming in 2021? Won the United States title, ended up in a successful group, and now holding a world championship. Do you think Dijak can get to that point in NXT?
I don't think he needs the North American Championship first. I think he's already done enough and established himself enough in regards to what he has done with all of the feuds he's been in to where he is ready for that championship run. And I'm hoping that it is the NXT Championship over the North American Championship. Won't be upset if it is, but I'm hoping it is. What's going on, Chelsea? How are we doing tonight? Man, this chat is popping off. Loving it.
This guy recruiting everybody.
What happened next? Because, like I said, I missed a lot of the stuff that happened tonight.
Next, I believe it was Lola Vice and
Right.
Sol Ruka.
Lola Vice and Sol Ruka.
Yeah.
So I didn't catch this match, but I saw what happened at the end. So I want you guys to talk about what the match is.
Go ahead, Mike.
No, I was going to say before that, Ava and Ilya were backstage, and Ava pretty much told him that he could pick an opponent, but turned it into an open challenge. Then we got the Lola Vice and Sol Ruka match.
Yeah, I mean, Lola Vice, honey, you came out there pretty much wearing a bikini. It's too much. It's too much, darling. Too much. But no. I mean, other than that, this was a really good match too. Sol Ruka and Lola Vice. It was popping off. It looked like Sol Ruka was going to hit like this really good move, like almost like a cartwheel DDT, like Jake Atlas did. But then Blair just shakes the rope, ruining her game, and then boom, 1, 2, 3, done. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, this was a really good match, won by Lola Vice. After that, we got Natalya popping up on the screen, and challenging Lola to an NXT Underground match.
Yes.
So NXT Underground, I am loving this idea because I actually liked how they did Raw Underground. They could have done it a lot better, and I think that we all know who kind of ruined it and actually took away from what it could be.
Yeah.
And now that it's HBK and Trips in charge, I think we're going to actually get what it can be.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see when this happens and if this is going to be used for storylines going forward, like how the Fight Pit is used and how Hell in a Cell is supposed to be used, not as a pay-per-view. Like I want to see how they use this to accentuate the ending of a feud.
Right, absolutely. And I mean, as far as like when this is going to happen, I believe they said next week Lola Vice and Natalia are signing the contract.
Right.
So.
This one is going to be the contract signing, and you're going to have Carmen Petrovic in Natalia's corner, and Lola teased that everybody's going to be surprised with who is in her corner. I'm thinking it's going to be Shayna Baszler.
Yo!
Because Lola is an MMA fighter.
And so is Shayna.
So it could either be Shayna or it could be Tony Stark. Like one of those two type people.
Okay.
I think are the ones that could be in it. Because you're not going to put Ivy Nile down there who has that type of background because she's a face. She's not going to go there. But I have the feeling that it's going to be Shayna Baszler popping up on our screens next week in that contract signing. No, you did not fuck that up.
No, Tommy, you're on point.
She is the Queen of Spades.
I'll say this. I like the fact I'm not a big fan of Natalia, but I'm glad that they're finally finding a place for her because up on the main roster, we see her in just these.
Go ahead. You're saying finally finding a place for her?
Well,
she is the longest standing women's wrestler in WWE. She's everywhere, and she could do anything she wants.
But she up on the main roster, she hasn't had long-term storytelling in the longest time. The longest time. It's been a while since we've gotten a long-term story with her. Now she's going down NXT, and they're building something for her. They're giving her that time on TV.
Well, she's always on TV, whether it's in a match or teaming with somebody. She really didn't have like long-term stories like you're saying, but she was always involved in something. Yeah. So to have a story that's actually focused around her, that's really good. And the fact that it's in NXT, it's only going to make that women's division better because having them work with her is like a bonus.
Yep. Yeah. If like to be honest, I feel like they've been using Natalia a lot on NXT ever since she showed up on NXT to like surprise Cora Jade and turn heel, leading to that match between the two of them. Ever since then, she's been on there a lot more often, like acting as like a mentor to like a lot of the younger talent, like Kalani Jordan. Right now, you got Carmen Petrovic.
Yep, 100% agree on that. We did skip one part that I feel is a big key thing that happened, and I did see this: the video package of Tatum Paxley.
Yeah, good Lord, that
let me tell you, when I say she has went from down here as one of my favorite characters in NXT to up the fuck here. Her character development going from what she started out as to what she is now, it went from a 1 to a 10. Everything you're doing is amazing with her.
It's the vignettes. I'm telling you. The vignettes are literally mini movies. Viral.
It's not even with the vignettes as well. It's just how they're building her character in and out of the ring, on the outside of the ring, what she's doing, like just the way she was there tonight too after her match, which we'll talk about in a moment. Just everything they've done has been great. Mike, what do you think?
No, I was gonna say those videos, and I said it a few times already throughout the past couple weeks. These videos are helping superstars, get that. I'll just use the word boost, and if they haven't already been at the top, it's helping them get there. And if they've been at the top, like we got the Damian Priest package last night on Raw, that just made it even better. Just made the outlook on him even better. This video made the outlook on her even better.
I'm not gonna lie, following her on Twitter, watching what she does there, adds to her character as well.
Oh,
because if you see what she's done on Twitter, like earlier tonight, Ava said something about her, and she like complimented her, and Tatum's response was, "I guess it's okay that I hide underneath your bed."
yeah.
And then Ava goes, "What?" And then Tatum goes, "What?" It's like just the interactions the way she is with everything she does just makes you want to fall in love with her character. Like it's just so good, and I'm so glad that they are finally letting the freaking superstars use Twitter to help develop stories, character, everything, because that has made such a difference in the last 6 to 9 months within WWE and NXT that it's unbelievable.
I mean, like, not even just Twitter. I mean, like, you also really have like TikTok, because I mean, there was the Brindley Reese stuff with Bleak and Idris, but we're not there right now.
Yeah, I am on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok a lot. Like I use Twitter as most of my engagement with stuff. So
yeah, I know.
But it's good that we have people that are on multiple things so we can see what's going on everywhere.
So I just looked up her Twitter, and I see what you mean.
Yeah. Like, just it's engaging, and just the way she is, like, it just makes you fall in love with her character even more. Like, tell me reading that one with her and Ava today is not hilarious. Like,
and pull it up one more time and read it. And it was done today.
Yeah, it was done after during the show.
Okay. That was 1 day ago, because I was skimming through just to look here. 1 hour ago.
What is
the one I'm seeing right now is the video, and then the Roxanne, and then 9 hours ago. So
yeah,
I may have to hit media or something, but I'll have to look through it. Definitely look for what you're talking about.
Yo, and literally, like, Roxanne replied to Tatum's video package this evening, and she
said, "Stay the hell away from me."
Like, stay the hell away from me, dude. Oh my gosh.
I don't know. Maybe Ava deleted that comment, but it was hilarious. I wish I would have screenshotted it.
Oh yeah, and I also saw too. She was replying to the "It's not yours anymore." She's like, "I'm a good person. I'm a good person. I'm a good person. I'm a good person."
But it's so good. Like, if you don't follow some of these wrestlers, I suggest doing so, because it does help and make the experience even better of what's going on in the shows. Moving on now. Next up, we have a retired wrestler who is now not retired, who can't seem to find and decide what he wants to do, in Ridge Holland versus Joaquin Wilde.
Oh yeah.
I didn't see this match, so I don't know what really happened. If you guys want to talk about it.
I mean, it was. I mean, I don't know the best word to really describe it. It was a good. It was still a good match nonetheless.
Yeah, it was definitely a good match. The funny thing is that the last time I was here on NXT on Tap, we got Ridge Holland retiring.
Yeah.
And into tonight, he's back on TV. So I agree with you, Scalz. I wish we would get a decision on what he's going to do, because again, that's what he was talking about last time. But I'm interested to see, because I'm believing that Sean Spears was coming out and watching him.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm interested to see where that goes. Definitely interested to see where that goes.
Me too. The fact that after I'm reading up on it, that after he won the match, he just stormed right past him, didn't even say anything.
Yep. Just went right past him. But I'm interested to see where that goes. But this match with Wilde was a really good match. Very entertaining, and Ridge getting the win. Yeah.
Next, we had they saw a video package of Ivar and Josh Briggs arguing over who challenges Obafemi.
Yes.
Because originally it was supposed to be Obafemi versus Ivar for the North American Championship after he came out last week and got in his face and laid him out. So now it ended up being Ivar and Briggs in a match tonight, which we'll see later on. The winner of that will challenge for the North American Championship at Spring Break-In. After that, we had our next segment, which I missed this, but I saw it on Twitter afterwards, so I am going to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Was the D'Angelo family with the No Quarter Catch crew. And let me tell you, right off the bat, this shit got real. Like, they were not afraid to mention things in this segment. And it surprised the hell out of me. Oh, here comes Mike. Here comes Phil with his many hats.
It's all about family.
They're Scalz, not to cut you off with.
No, I was done. So you can go.
There was a backstage segment that happened. I didn't know if you guys wanted to talk about it real quick, and it had to do with Andre and Thea talking about why Andre threw the towel in during Thea's women's championship match. Didn't know if you guys wanted to talk about that, but if not, then because that was a segment that did happen.
The what?
The segment between Andre and Thea backstage.
It's
Let that go. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jax. Nothing was said about the new women's North American title yet.
No.
Nothing yet.
But yeah, no, Scalz, they didn't hold back during this segment. They and this segment did kick off with the D'Angelo family coming out, and Tony was talking about his match with Ilya, and then I forgot the group's name.
No Quarter Catch crew.
Yeah, I just wrote it down as NQCC came out, and we got this big segment from them, and didn't hold back on words. The D'Angelo family told them that, you know, they owed them money, they had to pay up, and they said, we're not paying up, and it just turned into this huge brawl between the two groups.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this though, Tony, I'm happy Tony does know his Italian. He called Charlie Dempsey a stunad, and me, knowing that I'm literally half Italian, I'm like, that's my guy. Yes, sir.
The best thing about it was the fact that they alluded to everything that was going on.
They did.
You had the D'Angelo family essentially say that they got rid of somebody for them. And Dempsey said, well, you took out the trash for us.
Yeah.
Essentially, they're insinuating that he was killed off and he's not coming back. So that, to me, makes it seem like we will not see Drew Gulak in WWE anymore.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, I mean, Drew Gulak had those allegations, and
right.
I'm like NXT. It's like we just took out somebody. I mean, come on.
Pretty much. So I was very surprised with how they went on this, but I was impressed too because WWE is not known for doing things like that, and it shows that we're in a different era, like they keep saying. I found that tweet, so I'm going to pull it up real quick. So somebody posted that it was Paxley's best promo ever. So Ava said, Pax might be a freak, but she's also undeniable. If you know, you know. There's Paxley's response. Oh, Mare, I don't feel as bad for hiding under your bed at night. Ava goes, what?
What?
Pax goes, what?
What? And then somebody else just...
And then other people just keep going with it.
Steve Austin just the what? What?
Yeah, everybody just keeps going with the what afterwards.
Oh man. No, I'm actually liking the Paxley character, just learning about her. I'm a huge fan of the character that she's building up. I'm a fan of those characters. Like her character, Rhea Ripley character, what Alexa Bliss was doing. I'm a fan of those type of characters. I am. because you can go so many places with it when it comes to telling stories. So many. And again, with learning about her, I'm excited to see where she goes as well.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting going forward.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see where that goes. But let's move on to the next segment. After this, we had Ilya Dragunov's Open Challenge. I love how they started this. They had everybody rush into the ring trying to see who was going to be the first person to get eye to eye with Dragunov, because that's what he said. I want to see who's man enough to stand eye to eye with me. And as everybody's trying to get in the ring, everybody's pulling each other back. You had Javon Evans come from the other side of the crowd, come through the crowd, hops over the barricade, hops over the announce table, hops over Ilya Dragunov, gets in his face, and then they go. And man, did they put on a fucking banger out of nowhere.
Yo, like, I will say this. This was my match of the night. Like, you guys could probably say it could be up for debates and say that the steel cage match was probably it. No. This was it. My God. 10 out of 10 match for me. Javon Evans, literally, like, this guy has future world champion written all over him and everything he does. Like, the selling, the facials, which is really hard to teach with wrestling. Like, his acrobatic ability, like, the guy is $1 million. Like, I want to see, like, him, Ricochet, Rey Mysterio, and, like, I don't know, fucking Joaquin Wilde in a fatal 4-way. See who comes out as the best. Like, God damn.
I agree with Phil on this, with this being a match of the night. The thing is you, and like he said, you can argue the fact of Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes could have been the match of the night because of it being a steel cage. But the thing is those are two accomplished stars in NXT. Evans is becoming an accomplished star in NXT.
Overnight. Literally 2 matches in.
And he showed a lot of talent tonight against Ilya. I do have to say hats off to the NXT superstars that came out and bum rushed the ring. They did such a great job with that rush because not one person showed that they had the ultimate chance of getting into that ring. Like, normally on a scramble like that, you could see 1 or 2 people having an opportunity to just get in the ring easily. No, they showed that they were all just holding each other back to the point where nobody could have just gotten in and played it off that they were getting pulled back. So hats off to them. But no, Evans had a great showing, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of his matches. I could see him being a huge star.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, again, Scalz, you said it. This is only his second match on the main NXT roster. He made it look like he's been a seasoned pro. This guy, I believe they picked him up from Deadlock Pro Wrestling, I believe. Deadlock or Defy, either one. I might have trouble. But, dude, jeez. You wouldn't think he was a rookie by watching this whole thing.
He's only 19 years old.
And he's only 19. Like, this guy is just...
So, after this match, we had another backstage segment with Ava and Soruka. Soruka says she wants Blair Davenport in a match next week. No DQ.
I'm ready for this.
Shadow. This was interesting because Soruka said that Blair Davenport will be leaving next week. Like, she'll have to be carried out. She won't be able to walk out of the arena next week. So I'm curious as to what's going to happen in this match.
Man.
After this, we had the Thea Hale versus Tatum Paxley match, which was a pretty good match. It was okay.
Okay, like this is just me, but Tatum, like, this is one where I think, I feel like I've seen Tatum Paxley like wrestle. I mean, obviously I've watched Tatum Paxley have a few matches before, but like this is one where I feel like she really got to showcase her talent. Like she is like the different what was it? Different submission holds she had Thea in throughout this whole match. Holy shit.
You can't exclude the counters as well.
Oh,
Some
exactly. Like Thea also had great counters as well. Like,
yes.
yo.
This was definitely a really good match between these two. It was. And I'll be honest, this was my first look at Tatum Paxley. It was. And she impressed me. She did. Right off the bat. From earlier in the night. Impressed me. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of her. I believe she's getting the title shot next week against Roxanne. So as much of a Roxanne fan I am, I don't know, it's going to be a tough one to pick.
Oh, yeah. Like, literally. Like, I mean, the end of the match, was in Tatum's favor because I think the first person that started interference was someone that looked like Jasmine Nix, but with glasses on, and then JC hit the interference that allowed Tatum to take home the win. But while you had the whole Thea and JC thing happening over by the entrance, you had Lyra coming from the opposite side trying to take out Tatum at the same time. It's like, yo. And then of course, then that moved into Roxanne. Roxanne, yapped her gums, and she got that womp womp moment.
When Ava comes out and says, "Oh, thank you for making my job a lot easier,"
Yeah.
So yeah, next week at Spring Breaking, we're gonna have Roxanne Perez in a triple threat match versus Tatum Paxley and Lyra Valkyria. She's like going to be an amazing match.
She's like, she's almost like, yo, this is a conspiracy.
Can I backtrack on a note that I took real quick? Carmen
teasing the shadow. He's teasing it.
Carmen Petrovich. I just wanted to backtrack real quick because this is a note that I took. Carmen Petrovich. I had to double take look for a second. And you guys are probably going to disagree with me on this. And that's okay. I'm cool with it. For a second, I thought it was Dakota Kai for a second.
Not even close.
Like when she was facing the camera, she looked like Dakota Kai for a second.
I mean,
sorry, Mike.
I'm still learning.
I understand, but Dakota Kai always has pink hair.
I know, but just facial feature.
So if you don't see pink hair, that's it.
But facial looked like her for a second. Then when she turned her head, I was like, okay, yeah, that's not her. But it looked like her for a second. I had to double take. Like I knew it wasn't her, but yeah, I had to double take on that one.
Don't let Jody hear that one though.
Next, we had Authors of Pain with Final Testament versus Inoue and Blade.
Frat Boys had it rough.
This was essentially a squash match. Final Testament having a good showing. Moving on.
I will say this though, like before we get to that though, there was that TikTok that Brindley Reese did with the two of them, because I guess she's helping them get ready for like for this match with AOP, and it's like, I guess it's just like, hey guys, we're here working out, and it's like, yeah, who are you guys facing? AOP? It's like AOP. Oh gosh, it's like, but nah, we believe. We're gonna do this. I don't know why that in that moment I'm like, why do I feel like old NXT Bo Dallas? Just believe in that moment. I'm just like, oh boy. But anyway, I mean, yeah, a bit of a squash match in a way against Idris and Malik, but I thought it was pretty good.
I mean, they got 1 or 2 offensive moves in. 1 or 2.
Yeah.
After the match, you had the tag team champions come out. The Supersonic Superheroes.
The supersonic superheroes.
They got held back by the referees. From there, we go on to a vignette with Georgina and Ariana Grace.
Oh my goodness, these two segments. Oh.
They go to get Georgina a dress. She says that I'm going to GG it up. She takes one dress in, comes out with a whole different dress.
Yeah.
Leaves it on, walks out of it, says that Ariana Grace is paying for it.
Do you take credit?
On. So I'm curious as to see where this is going to keep going for next week. I'm actually liking what they're doing with this.
It was smart because I mean, like, yeah, Ariana Grace was trying to bring Gigi in the whole thing of like, yeah, like you got to be like positive, you know, peace, blah 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 blah. But like, you know, in the thing of like being herself, like she like Gigi literally took this green dress that to me was just ew. She goes in, she GG's it up, and I'm like, okay, you took a ew to a low.
I actually liked that color green. That was a nice green.
Yeah,
I don't know
if you did because it's the shitty Eagles.
It wasn't even that. It was just
that's the reason he likes the color.
Originally, it was just
dumb.
green. It was just a shade of green for me. It was just a shade of green that I'm like, why does it make me think of vomit? Ew. But nah, she turned that around, and I'm like, oh.
I ain't dumb. I ain't playing with what he's playing out there. I get it.
Jeez. I mean, it's the truth, but still.
After that, we had our match for the North American number one contendership of Ivar versus Josh Briggs.
Oh, and this one.
Briggs just keeps getting better and better in the ring. And Ivar just keeps proving what he could do. And because people always doubt what his abilities are. And this man just keeps coming out week in, week out, showing exactly what he could do.
I did like the segment, like earlier in the night when we got that segment when Ivar said, like, hey, let me go out and win this NXT North American title and you'll get the first shot. Briggs was like, no, that's not happening. Like, I am going after Obafemi, and that's that. And for these two to have the match later on in the night was just such a great match. It was a really good match. I mean,
yeah.
The thing is when we see matches nowadays in wrestling, it's a lot of like the high flying, you know, acrobatical stuff that entertains. Sometimes I don't feel like the big guys get a lot of credit for the matches that they give, unless it's like a banger. Like if we get a Gunther and a Sheamus, or a Gunther and a Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, something like that, they'll get the recognition because they turn it into a banger. This match, for being on a free TV, 12-minute match maybe, was just a very entertaining, good match by these two guys. And Ivar getting the win was really good. I hope we get these two in the future, championship or no championship. We get another one of these matches.
But even Ivar to come back after the match he had last night versus Sheamus.
Yeah.
Like, just back-to-back those.
Yes.
Man, this man's great.
Yeah, hit him with that doom. Hit him with a doom. What I guess he calls it the doom salt now, and bang, there you go.
After that, we were headed to our main event of the evening. This started out with an interview in the back of Carmelo Hayes. Love how they did this. Just the presentation alone is amazing. Melo comes out and says, "This beef ain't over until I say it is." I think Trick has something different to say. I think it's based off of what's happening, getting your ass beat now twice in a row. Because in this steel cage match, Trick Williams did just that. He took on all of his security guys. Hayes went to have a chair. Trick just did the knee to the chair, knocked his ass out. 1, 2, 3.
Damn, the Trick knee.
And Melo just missed. So
yeah,
much for missing, huh?
What was that?
I said so much for not missing, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, no, this was a good match for being a main event steel cage match on TV. I'll say this: I still didn't get a chance. It's been a crazy past couple days, even since last weekend, And I do plan on still going back and watching their match from Stand and Deliver, even though I know who won. Didn't get a chance to watch it yet. But seeing this match tonight was still a really good match. And the way Trick Williams fought off the masked man, whoever was trying to interfere.
The security.
Who is it?
The security.
Oh,
the security.
Okay.
He got.
But fighting off those, and then Carmella missing with the steel chair and getting the win. It's huge for Trick Williams going into his match next week with Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah,
huge win for him.
Especially with the big stipulation where if Trick loses, he has to leave NXT.
Yeah.
Which makes me think.
What if?
No, not what if. He's not leaving. He's not losing.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I think Ilya's getting called up. I
think so.
I agree with that with the showing that he had last week on Raw. I agree with that as well.
This was very interesting though. Like, it was a great match. Trick got to show his moves off. Mello had a great showing. Mello's time in NXT is done. He will be included in a draft as well. And we're going to move on from there. It's going to be great. Anything else we want to touch base on in regards to this?
I mean, I agree that Carmelo Hayes is going to end up on the main roster. It's just as a fan thinking about what show we'd like to see him on.
You can't even speculate because everything's going to be switching all around.
And I agree. I agree with that because with things switching around, you know, the superstars that you'd like to see him facing up on either Raw or SmackDown could end up on one or the other show.
Right.
So,
honestly, it doesn't matter where he ends up because every matchup is going to be new. Yeah. The only one that's not going to be is if he's on the same brand as Braun Breaker. Every other way, it's going to be him, and he's going to be having bangers. The only one, I mean, besides Braun Breaker, maybe Dragon Lee, but everybody else is essentially a new matchup for him, and it's something we haven't seen, and I'm looking forward to all the different possibilities that we've had.
Just a quick question, didn't he face or no, that was when Dom won the North American title. I was thinking, didn't he face Dom Mysterio at one time?
No, Dom was with the North American Championship.
Yeah.
At that time, he was already in the world title picture. But all right, well, that wraps up NXT. We've reached the end.
Logan Paul's the only champion left from the previous WWE era.
We're going to close out to that, and that's only because of what happened.
Yeah, I know.
We are relinquishing the belt last night.
Yep.
Let's close out the tab. Phil, where can we find you?
So, for the ladies and gentlemen that have stuck around to the end and still like seeing this beautiful face on your computer or your phone screen, you can check me out everywhere on your socials. Twitter, IG, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, all those good places. Under my name, that's usually about here. Phil the Future is where you're gonna find me. I'm always here every Tuesday night for NXT on Tap. I am around occasionally on Rivet City Radio's Boss Bitch Trivia Hour. That's usually on Thursdays because I am still your reigning, defending, undisputed Boss Bitch Trivia World Champion. I'm looking for any and all challengers. And that's the whole shebang if that does not sizzle your bacon.
All right, you can catch me all across the socials at Metal Mike 714. That's X, TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat. As far as on the networks here, you can catch me every Monday night on the table spot right after Monday Night Raw with Sean and Cam. Every Wednesday night on the Boom with Cam and Phil right after AEW Dynamite. And every Sunday morning on Rivet City Red Zone with the Candyman himself, Johnny H. Just real quick special broadcasting note on Rivet City Red Zone. Johnny H is not going to be there this Sunday, so I'm doing a special draft show on Thursday next week, and then he will be back that Sunday. So I will be on Thursday, 2 hours for the draft from 6 to 8. Also, you can check out my articles on lwsports.com. I write Philadelphia Eagles content. Check that out as well. And Scalz, am I allowed to make my special announcement real quick?
Yes, you can.
Awesome. This Friday, I'm going to be on SiriusXM's channel 88 on the NFL Network. They are doing a special mock draft, and I'm going to be picking for the Eagles. So I will be on around 5:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to hear me on Moving the Chains, please listen. Check that out.
Way to go.
All right, guys. I am Scalz. Thank you for stopping by this evening. You can find me here on Off the Top on Twitch and YouTube, as well as Off the Top Media _ on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow, do all that good stuff. I want to thank you again. If you are interested in joining the Discord, you can check out the link tree. It has all of our links on there. It's also on our profile here, profile on YouTube. Anywhere you want to go, come on into the Discord. Let's get this shit going for next year. Want to thank everybody again for coming out. Hope you all have a great evening. Have a good night.